Welcome to another Boobfest edition. And here I is. What's good with you people? What's good with you? What's good with you? Appreciate you being here as always. Welcome back to another episode of The
View from the other side, big baby.
We here, man. Another Boobfest edition. Okay, this one here. Wait, before we get into that intro.
So try to imagine how I feel when I see you in those high heels, looking ideal. And I know that you've got a boyfriend. And tell him if you don't, then I will, cause I will. And I know that it's wrong.
Karma View Media. The view from the other side.
Alright, so this one here, yeah, is titled Public Breastfeeding, 4-year-old gets both breasts out. What? Oh, okay. That doesn't make any sense because it's not the 4-year-old taking out the breast, but whatever. Let's get into this. Let's see what I want. Don't forget, guys, HBO, help a brother out. You know what I mean? Like, subscribe, all that goody. Alright, let's do this. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go.
What is it you want? Boobaloo. What is boobaloo? Milk?
You want, I want, you want.
My ones? Come on then.
I want bling.
Come and sit on my knee.
I want bling.
There we go. So, a few people have asked me to make a video about public breastfeeding. And so today, wait a minute. Today we're sat in a park in Chiang Mai. Wait a minute. And we're gonna do some breastfeeding. So Shay is already very eager. He doesn't want to wait. I actually consider myself a breastfeeding activist in that I feel very strongly about normalizing breastfeeding. So if and when Shay wants to feed somewhere, I will just feed him. It's rare that I will refuse. There are the odd situations. I can't even think of an example right now, but generally I will feed him if he needs to be fed, because I believe that is how optimally we would be in society. But what I notice is that we're not quite there yet. There is some shame still around about breastfeeding. There is a lot of confusion about what breastfeeding is. Confusion about it being a sexual thing, a sexual act. Darling. And what is a...
Let me just pause it right there. The timing, and I guess the title is right, the 4-year-old does get both breasts out. He does do it, you know what I'm saying? Well, firstly, she does the first one, and he just gets onto it. While he's on that one, he's there, and as she says the word sexual, he pops that down and pops the other one out. That's exactly what man would do, right? And just quickly, the bit where he was like, I can't even remember the name, was it bubbies, whatever, because he's not saying it clearly and she wasn't saying it clearly. It's like, you know, when kids say the word spaghetti wrong, but it was almost like flirty. To me, I back breastfeeding on a baby, on a human that can't do nothing for itself. It can't hold its bottle, it can't hold a drink, it can't eat food, it can't do nothing. It'll just lay there and die of hunger if you don't bless it, right? To me, there's an age limit on breastfeeding. I've personally found out that not only, well, I say found out, I knew this from a while ago because I see it in newspapers. There's women who breastfeed children with like 6, 7, right? And to me, that is like, no. There's levels to the game. You have now food now. You have to live off that. You have food now. That was your food. before you could have food. That's all it was. You know what I'm saying? You don't live off that. But now that I know that there's also adult men who do this, and women who happily feed them, rather sexually or just for a bond. Like, wow. But if I'm going to support the babies being fed, I have to support that, right? Because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. How can the man, the teen, and the toddler not get it, but the baby's allowed to get it? I don't know. I don't have an explanation for it other than, in my own mind, is there should be a cut-off point. There's a cut-off point for everything in life. You know what I'm saying? But let's get back to this and I'll talk more at the end.
Boundary for me is having two breasts out at the same time. I'm willing to breastfeed in public. I'm willing to feed a 4-year-old in public, but I am not willing to have two boobs out at the same time. And in Thailand it is a little bit more conservative here, so I feel a little bit, well, quite a lot more uncomfortable about that. Darling, please don't take the other one out. Do you understand? Do you understand? I'm going to have to take you off if you take the other one out. So yeah, I didn't know he was going to do that today. He did have a...
And isn't that something a grown adult would do? You let a grown adult lick your teeth, he's going to want to try and pop out the other one so he can play with that. You get me? I've seen a baby have their dinner, right? They'll be sucking on one titty and they may squeeze the other titty. They may be gentle with it, or they may just hold it. My daughter used to hold her mum's other boob while she's feeding that one, and then if you was to call the child, you call her, she'd hold on and turn her head, which would kill her mum. But see, now you're messing up. If you are a breastfeeding activist about this, I understand that you're respecting the law that you're in Thailand, I'm guessing, which I thought they'd be a bit more open. But it's funny how you're willing to breastfeed in public, you're willing to breastfeed a 4-year-old in public, but you're not willing to have the other boob out. Why? What's wrong with it? What's wrong? What's wrong? Because you know different. You know what I'm saying? You know a little different. Again, I support breastfeeding of babies. I have to keep saying this, of babies, especially in public, because I don't know where the line is going to end. If you open it and say you have to be accepting of all breastfeeding, then I can suck titty outside. Like, I can go down to Westfield and suck titty. Like, nah, bruv. Like, we got to have a line. That's what I'm saying. We have to have a line, because then where do we end it? Where do we end it? Because I can, in my mind now, because as always, I like to debate. Yeah, I like to debate. So in my mind, I can barefaced stand on my 10 toes, right, and say, well, if that woman can give bodily fluid to that man, then I can give my bodily fluid to my woman in the open. I'm giving her protein. What's your problem? Like, I can say that with a straight face and then laugh now, because it's not a view that I have. But if you're gonna have your views, I can match views to that, and then we're gonna get silly, are we not? Because I'm gonna want to blow it right outside McDonald's when I'm done. Now what? I gotta give my woman her protein so she can carry on with her day, right? Stupid arguments. You get me? Dumb. Only a baba, a baby, a human you have to hold like this. You get me? That 4-year-old is down there on his knees, trying to then move into the other one. He's doing it all himself. I can't back that. To me, there's a cut-off point, and it is way before they start talking. You cannot ask me for it. That's insane. You're not asking, that's me, you're not asking your mother for tea. Nah, bruv, that's my thing. You're not asking her for tea. When you can talk, you get food now. You get me? Mummy's body is back to being hers again. Well, and partly daddy's. You get me? It's not yours no more. It's not where you get your food from. No, 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 no. Let the body go for its little system and know, alright, baby's done. We don't need to produce no more. Let it do that. Let it do that. I'm sorry, ladies. I support breastfeeding babies in public. Breastfeeding, period. Right, is a good thing. But when it comes to the sexual side, I can't say I agree that that should be outside too, and that should be public. Just because it will be underneath the breastfeeding umbrella. I can't support that. I can't. It just doesn't make sense in my head. You know what I'm saying? You want to do it in your yard? Cool. But I think for public and outdoor, that's for the babies, them, or for the people who just like doing sexual stuff outside, and if they get caught, they get caught. You know what I'm saying? They get fined and all them thing there.
Of that for, gosh, quite a while, maybe the last year and a half, where he really, when we're at home, I'm generally topless, or I'll get both boobs out quite happily. But when we are out, he is not used to that, so he doesn't understand why he can't just have free access to both breasts, and he will do his best to get them both out. He hasn't done it much recently, but obviously it's still there. So yeah, my hope for the future is that we see more breastfeeding around, not less, and that we see more women feeding easily and practically and comfortably rather than discreetly. I don't believe that women should or need to feed discreetly. Shay, I'm going to take you off then if you keep doing that. Do you want to feed or not? Yeah, alright, so just one boob in it. Let's see. Yeah, I don't believe that feeding discreetly is a necessity for anybody else's benefit. Of course, if women want to feed discreetly, that's entirely their own choice. I do not want to feed discreetly, I just want to feed comfortably and easily. I want to make it work. And if some people see me breastfeeding and they are reminded of the fact that we are mammals and the biological way that we feed our child is through breast milk, then I think that's great. If it brings some feelings up for some people, I think that's okay too. Okay, I'm actually going to have to take Shay off now because he has attempted to take my breast out and not my other breast out, and I am not comfortable with that. So I'm holding his hand. It's rather annoying. The trials and tribulations of feeding with a 4-year-old. So I may have to just cut this video short. Lots of love. Like and subscribe if you want.
That is crazy. That's crazy. See, the second half of that, she knows better. She knows better. She knows better. She kind of like say he don't understand. He understand. He's laughing at you. He's laughing. He knows it's funny because he knows what he's doing. It's not no, oh, he don't understand that he can't do it outside because when I'm at home I got the titties flying. Nah, blood. He knows because he's got eyes so he can see everybody else ain't on that. Get me? It's just my mum. Get me? But since my mum does it at home, whoop, do it here. Nah, bruv. Nah, that's what I'm saying. I can't. Oh, that was so awkward. That was so, and he's just there. You look like he's biting. Do you want to feed? Then feed then. Like, nah, blood, you're talking to him. You can't do that to a baby. Although, having flashbacks of my missus talking to my daughter that way. Like, stop doing that. Just feed if you want to feed. But she's a baba. She just listening to noises. She don't know what was being said to her. But that 4-year-old knows. That 4-year-old knows. Sorry, it's one thing I can't back. I have to break it down to back it. You know what I'm saying? I back the baby again. I back the babies being fed in public or anywhere after the cut-off age, which I haven't got one yet, but I don't know, 1. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ. Then all of that should be done in private. If that's what you want, all of the rest of that should be done in private. You know what I'm saying? Come on, behave yourself. Behave yourself. But I do agree with the women don't have to do it discreetly. And I'm saying, as she just said, if people are gonna see a woman breastfeeding and then realize we're still mammals, yeah, you know what I'm saying, don't get all this clothes and stuff, all this technology, don't get that twisted. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is a bad storm and we go back. You get me? We go back to have to hunt for real and them stuff there. You know about equal rights and them thing there when the lights don't work. But that aside, I have to just say, I have to make it clear again. I'm gonna stick with the 1 year. There probably reasons around it, maybe a year and a half or whatever, but I'm gonna stick with 1. That's the cut-off point, and then you start having normal food. You know what I'm saying? You can have bottles, normal food. If you don't like formula and you like your breast being big, pump it out. You know what I'm saying? But she's breastfeeding a 4-year-old, and I'm sure she didn't break. She's got quite like flat little titties for a woman who breastfeeds. Interesting that maybe they do come that way. I've only ever seen a breast like juicy, like you can see it's full of milk. You get me? Obviously not full of milk. There's, you know, tissue and everything in there, but they're juicy and plumped, not perky, juicy and plumped. Hers look like flat, like she's just come into this type thing. But I'm sure just by looking at her that she's not just got into this. This is what she's been doing. I wonder if this is her first and only child, if she's got others. But wow, you guys let me know where you stand on this one. This is on as a goodie. You get me? This one was better. This one was goodie, better than the last video that I did. You know what I'm saying? Some made up joke thing story. But where do you guys stand on breastfeeding? Breastfeeding, period. Breastfeeding in public. What is the age cut off for you? And what do you think about after that cut off age? What do you think about it? Should they get the same, everyone in that category, toddlers to adults, should they get the same pass or respect that the baby gets? As in, they could do it outside too. What do you say to that? Let me know down below in the comments, people. Don't forget, subscribe, like, and all that goody. And don't forget to come follow me on IG, man. I'll see you over there. Stay good, stay blessed. Oh.
Can you keep it on the hush? Cause you're likely to wanna tell your friends how I take a good look, you can see it's a good look. Yeah, take a good look, you can see it's